I really hope I'm in shot. Okay. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're keeping safe and well. For anyone that doesn't know me, hello. My name is Katie and thank you for watching. Just want to quickly say I loved the style of last week's video. I loved that it was just so much more relaxed, and I felt like it was a lot better for me to do like that, because I feel like if I just talk about a topic or talk about something, then it's a lot more relaxed and I enjoy that kind of vibe. So that's sort of what's gonna carry on throughout my videos. I'm still learning, please bear with me. I still want to do some of the reaction videos and stuff like that along the way. But today's video is going to be about my amateur dramatic experience. So hang on, I've got some notes. So I started performing when I was 4, and I went to an Amdram drama group. Basically did a lot of festivals and a lot of musicals. It was all musicals, the shows were all musical. But that's really where I fell in love with theatre, but I also realised that I can't sing. So that's why later on I went into just contemporary theatre. But I adore musicals, is what I've always loved, and I think that really helped doing that. And I loved it. It was the highlight of my week. I used to go, it used to be Saturdays, and then it was Friday evenings, and I used to just go and lived my best life. So I've got a few funny stories from when I used to do Amdram that I'm going to share with you, and I hope they make some of you smile, some of you laugh, some of you forget about everything that's going on for the moment, because it's a very nutty place in this world, and this is what I want to be. This is what I want my channel to be. I want my channel to be an escape and a way for you all to just think about something else for a change. So I've got, like I said, I've got some notes because my memory is not great at remembering everything, so I've written stuff down to help me along the way. So I remember when one of my all-time favourite musicals is Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, and I believe we did that twice when I was in the Amateur Dramatic Society. The first time we did it, I was quite young, and I was just a member of the chorus, and I was living my best life because I didn't have to sing. I did have to sing, but it wasn't like focused on my voice at any point or anything. So, and I loved it. And one of the stories from this show will forever make me laugh. So in one of the songs, the brothers, for those of you that don't know the story, Google it, because I'm not going to get into the full story of Joseph, but one of the... Sorry, my neighbour's on the phone and he keeps looking at me and I'm scared. Smile and wave, boys, smile and wave. Sorry, he's turned away now. One of the scenes is where the brothers attack a shepherd and take his sheep and pull the sheep apart. I know it's really quite gruesome when you think about it, but so the person that was playing the shepherd was this young girl. I'm not going to say her name, but this young girl, I can't remember how old she was. She must have been about 10 or something, maybe even younger than that. But she was in charge of the sheep. She'd made this, it was like an old Shaun the Sheep that they basically cut the arms and legs off and then velcroed them back on so that they could be easily torn off for the show. So it obviously looked like they were actually attacking the sheep. And she was so obsessed over this sheep because this was her sheep, and if anyone else touched the sheep, absolute hell broke loose. You couldn't touch the sheep. It was she was like, you can't even look at the sheep, it's my sheep, I've made the sheep. And we were all like, I mean, it's just a prop, but put it on the prop table and no one will touch it, because if you know in theatre, if anyone touches your prop up once it's on the prop table, all hell does break loose. So someone had put it on the prop table, but the prop table was moved because we need basically we were in a theatre where there was 2 big wings. The prop table was on the first wing. However, it was moved to the second wing over the other side because we had to get the golden chariot in the first wing for the finale. So I say golden chariot, it was literally like a crate that had like a gold bit of card around it and dram. We ain't got the budget for posh things. The prop table had been moved, so she came on for, I'm pretty sure it was a dress rehearsal or something, but she wasn't told, or we were all told, but she obviously didn't get the memo that the prop table had been moved. So she came onto the first wing, ready to like go on, and was like, where's the sheep? So, where's my sheep? And we were like, oh, on the prop table. And she was like, where is my sheep? And she had the biggest meltdown, screaming in the wings. We were in the middle of I'm assuming it was a dress or tech rehearsal, because I know we weren't in a show, because, oh my lord, if she'd done that in the show, Jesus Christ. She was screaming her head off, crying, like hyperventilating, like on the floor, screaming about where her sheep was. Like, that sheep was like a member of her family, and it was like someone had killed them off. She had a complete meltdown, and we all stood there. I mean, we were probably quite mean, but we all stood there absolutely dying, because she was just so obsessed over this toy sheep. And because someone had moved it, and we explained to her that the table had moved, and she was like, no, I need my sheep, I need it here, I need it here. And we were like, well, we can't have the prop table here. She was like, my sheep stays here. And we were all like, oh my god. So one of the technicians went and got her sheep and was like, your sheep's here. And she was like on the floor hugging the sheep, like stroking the sheep, like trying to calm herself down. All because the prop table had been moved, and she refused to accept that her sheep could not be in those wings. So we had to then figure out a different way to bring the chariot in the finale, because this girl would not move her sheep. It's a sheep, it's a toy sheep, it's a stuffed animal that is a prop in a musical. She was so stressed. It was an experience, and I remember all of us, like for years, we still talk about the fact that she was so obsessed over her sheep. I don't think I've ever seen anyone obsessed over a sheep like that in my life, and hopefully never have to encounter that again, because I can't deal with that situation. Morally, well, end of the story is she got her sheep back. She went on and did the rehearsal and everything, but then had a complete meltdown to our director, which we then had to move the table back, all because she wanted her sheep there. Jesus. They say they've never to work with animals or children, and I know why. That was quite mean actually, wasn't it? Some children I'll work with, but children like that, no. So one of sorry, I just read the note on what I was going to say about this next story. So one of the when we did Joseph, I'm sure it was Joseph the second time, we did it in a hotel, because we didn't have the budget to keep going back to the theatres that we were performing in, so we did it in a hotel. In there, like, they had a stage and everything, and it wasn't like a bad venue. I've been in worse, but the only problem was they didn't have any dressing rooms, and our only dressing room was a little cupboard out the back of where the stage was, that was the hotel's linen cupboard. So it had all of the hotel's towels and all of the hotel's bed sheets in. So we'd be in the middle of getting changed, and a member of staff from the hotel would just walk in because they needed to get extra towels for the rooms. So it definitely wasn't safe, because there was young children in that show as well, and it was a bit like we were all changing in this same room, and we were all, like, anyone could walk in at any point just to get a towel or a thing, because they didn't So not all backstage areas for performances are called dressing rooms and like fancy lights around the mirror and everything, because sometimes you have to slam it and get changed in a linen closet. That was an experience. I remember all of us, like, we didn't really have any room to like hang our costumes up, and we had I played one of the brothers in the second Joseph. I played Levi, and we had a really quick change because we didn't have enough cast to be chorus and the brothers, so we had to be the chorus in one song and then literally get changed for Canaan Days straight into our brothers' outfits. So we had to hang them up. We had to like makeshift pegs along the wall and hang them up on the pegs because there wasn't enough room for us in this linen closet that was literally like just a square box room. There wasn't enough room for us all to quick change into our costumes. So in the end we just ended up having to get changed in the middle of a corridor. So there was all these members of staff walking past, going out to the smoking area, going out to like where the vending machines were, and we just had to quick change because we were in the middle of the show and we were like, we can't all get changed in this tiny little closet. There is no room for... How many brothers is there? Oh my god. 12 including Joseph. Why did I not know that? I just had to go through and sing the song in my head. There's 12 brothers including Joseph. There was not enough room for all 12 of us in that closet to get changed, so we all had to just do it in the corridor. So when people say theatre is so magical and so like, it is magical, but when it's so like, when people are like, oh, it's amazing and it's all incredible and you get this whole amazing experience, sometimes you don't. Sometimes if you're doing Amdram, or sometimes if you're touring, you have to get changed in small places like a linen cupboard where people are working as well. It's so awkward. It's honestly one of my favourite things though, because we were all so excited about doing the show in this new different venue that we hadn't been in before, and then we were like, oh, have we got dressing rooms? No, you've got a linen cupboard. It wasn't the hotel, like there was nothing the hotel could do. That's literally the only space they had, because they were obviously a working hotel and they had other things happening, so that was literally the only space that they had. It was just quite embarrassing and quite awkward for all. So there was 12 of us, brothers and Joseph, and then there was the chorus as well, and we were all in this room. So I'm gonna say it was a cast of like 25-30 people in a box closet room, all trying to get changed, all trying to do stage makeup, all trying to get everything set up so we all know where our props are, we all know where our costumes are, all in a tiny box room. It's not all fabulous. It's not. It's just not. I will say there was a story that I remembered yesterday from when I was doing Amjam. It ties along with the fact that it's not all fabulous. Is when we were rehearsing, because we rented our microphones a lot of the time. I don't think the company owned microphones. Because we rented them, there was a lot of times where we didn't have microphones for rehearsals, and obviously a lot of people, because they were handheld mics, a lot of people sort of, because if you're rehearsing and you don't have a mic and then you're suddenly put with a handheld mic, it can be quite off-putting, because you then have to work out how to do certain things with having one of your hands holding the microphone. So we used to have to get the wooden spoons out of the kitchen of the area we used to rehearse in. We used to rehearse in like an old church hall, and we had to get wooden spoons out, and anyone that was supposed to have a microphone had to use a wooden spoon, because there was only like 2 wooden spoons and there was like 4 people that were singing at one time. You had to like run across the stage and swap the wooden spoons over so that everyone made sure they practiced with a wooden spoon. And it wasn't until the show that you actually got the chance to use the microphone. So we'd all be rehearsing with these wooden spoons, like singing into a wooden spoon, just so that you could get used to like holding it instead of just practicing with a mic. Because I know some companies practice with holding the microphone. But yeah, our company didn't have that sort of budget. We weren't allowed to have the mics until the show time, because we couldn't afford to have them for the whole rehearsal period. So we just had wooden spoons. Thankfully I never sang a solo, so I didn't actually have that problem. But it was very, yeah, Am Jam can be great. It can be the best time. It can be so much fun. But there is also times where you just think, how the hell is this show gonna happen? Because there was a lot of times we used to make our own set, and it would be literally where we'd gone to like places, like shops, and said, have you got any spare cardboard boxes from your like stock? And they'd be like, take these or whatever, and we'd take the cardboard boxes and we'd be in someone's garden painting our own. Okay, so I'm so sorry that cut off. My camera decided to stop recording. I was just saying one of the funniest bits about Am Jam was when we were in one of the shows. We had confetti cannons that used to like flick when all the confetti came out of. But at the end of the show, our director was like, because we didn't have the budget for more than that amount of confetti. We had one cannon per person, but we didn't have any more budget to get any more. So she'd be like, scoop up the confetti, put it back in it. So we had to scoop up the confetti and put it back in the cannon. And if you didn't have the confetti in your cannon, you just didn't have a cannon in that show. I think it got to the last couple of shows and we were like on like 5 cannons of the whole cast, because we didn't have, because a lot of the kids that watched the show like took the confetti home. I don't know why. There is a lot of good bits about amateur dramatics, but there is also a lot that you can't, it's unbelievable. I have so many more stories. I think I'm going to leave it there for today, but I have so many more stories, and so many stories of backstage at uni and stuff that people don't always see that goes wrong, but definitely does go wrong. So if you want another video about that, let me know. If you have any other topics you'd like me to talk about, leave it down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Please give it a like and subscribe. It would really mean a lot to me. Thank you all for watching. I hope you stay safe and well, and I'll see you soon. Bye guys.